Hi everyone, you're welcome back to the channel. You're welcome to Kemafreak. My name is Kemi Omorogbe. Today I have a honorable guest with me. So please introduce yourself, Anne. You're welcome.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. My name is Anne Sigbeme. I'm a fashion student currently learning at Kemafreak Fashion School Academy. Yeah.
Yes, she's an advanced student. See, Anne is a definition of beauty, brain, and diligence. And I'm not even kidding, she's one person that you tell to do a certain thing and she wants to add her own jara to it. That creativity is inbuilt.
Yeah.
So, guys, we'll be answering some questions. She's a fashion student, so she might be able to put more perspective to it as per she's in the game currently.
Yeah.
While I am a fashion teacher, even though I may understand the question, but two heads are better than one, right?
Yeah.
So I'll be reading out some of the questions and we'll just be trashing them together. They are all beginners, fashion designer related, fashion student related questions. And I'm very sure you're going to have fun watching this. So fingers crossed. So we are starting with our very first question. So this is not the first question, but this is the question I would like to ask first. Fashion school or apprenticeship? Which is better?
I say fashion school. Definitely fashion school. Because I learned in a what most people would call roadside tailor shop, and I learned at two different places. And the way they were teaching, it's more like it's more like how do I say it now? Like you just have to be they are doing it on their own way. There's no basic, there's no
Like there's no structure, right?
yes. Everything just comes. If the customer does not bring this particular style, then you are not sewing it.
Exactly.
And you can't sew your clothes. You cannot sew your clothes except on Saturdays, and sometimes Saturdays we don't come. So you basically can't just sew your clothes because there are other customer clothes for you to be sew.
See, I actually filmed a video a while ago to trash this apprenticeship versus fashion school issues. They have their pros and cons. With apprenticeship, you learn for longer, like you will be there for years.
2-3
But
years.
it's also very subjective. Like it depends on who you are training with. If you just go to a wicked person's place, you can know how to pedal machine and you just work for them endlessly without learning anything new.
Yeah.
And like she rightly said, when a particular design isn't in request, like nobody's sewing it, you don't get to learn it. Like if nobody comes to make chocolate jacket, you're not going to learn chocolate jacket. You only work with what the customers bring. So they have their pros and cons. Meanwhile, fashion schools, most time you have a curriculum you follow, you learn most of the topics to get you started. I would prefer going to a fashion school, although cost is also an issue. So if you think a fashion school will be expensive for you, do your research properly if you're going for apprenticeship. But if you have your bar, you have the money, please just go to a fashion school. That's my own opinion. So thank you. Well said. So should I be okay with freehand method? And what will you say about that? I learned using freehand method just like you, right?
Yes.
But today, all the methods I learned when it comes to cutting, I don't even use it. I had to train myself in pattern drafting, and that's what I use because to me it's easier. It makes life easier. No, you are not guessing. It's not a guesswork type of thing, but that's my perspective. And what about you? And also learned with freehand first, right?
Yes.
So what do you think? Do you think
freehand is a no-no for me because they just have their own way of doing things, and they're like they'll just put chalk, bring the material, start tracing, and before you need it cut, especially in off shoulder. There's no particular measurement for off shoulder. They just get it. Although some people are very good at it because they have spent years doing it. But I see for me and for most people that would love to understand what they are doing and not just do a guesswork, like you said. Freehand is a no-no for me. No.
Yeah, I prefer pattern drafting.
Like
it's too forward for you not to understand. That's why it's easier to learn in a fashion school. It's faster rather. You can learn for 6 months and you're very good. But if you're going, most fashion schools will teach you pattern drafting, while apprenticeship, most times you learn freehand. So that's one of the reasons why it takes like forever for you to learn, the basics.
And also, by the time you see your patterns, you can easily notice the error on time. But in a
Yeah.
dress, you can make a mistake, especially in wrap dress. You make a mistake, you waste the material, then you have to cut another one for
Exactly.
freehand. But in pattern, instead of wasting the material, you waste the paper.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you waste the
that's
paper.
it.
Like pattern drafting, you are seeing your plan already. So yeah. So the next question, this is similar to should I be okay with freehand method? But let me just read it in case Anne has some things to say. Why should I learn pattern drafting?
Why should I learn pattern drafting? Apart from you just learning pattern drafting because you want to be better in sewing, it's good you know different methods of sewing. Then you
Okay.
pick the one you can go for. Some people don't like using pattern drafting for trousers because they understand it in freehand method. But I feel if you know the two different ways, no knowledge is wasted. So you can easily know the one you want to go for. But as always, it's advisable you go for pattern drafting. The world is even changing. Pattern drafting is what's
Yeah.
going on right now.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Thank you, Anne. So on to the next question. When is the proper time to start sewing for people? So let me explain this question. You have attended fashion school. Is it okay to finish fashion school and then you start sewing for people? Are you strong enough? Or maybe you're done with apprenticeship. When is the right time to actually start taking on other people's work? So let's hear from you, Anne.
for me, I feel if you have been able to have enough confidence in your sewing, and before you get to that stage, you need to be good at the work. You need to have enough knowledge about what you want to do, at least basic knowledge about several things, so that even if you see a style, you can easily understand. And is it fashion illustration? No, there's the word for when you understand a particular style, you can easily place whether it's off shoulder or
Okay, you analyze it.
yes,
Yeah.
fashion analysis. You can easily analyze the
The
work.
more complicated
Yes.
designs, right?
Yeah. So by the time you get that, you have enough confidence to sew clothes for people, understand your measurements or how to take body measurements, and you are good to go.
Yeah, there is this fear after fashion school. I don't know if
Yeah.
I think many people experience it anyways. There's
Yes.
this fear, like you are true, you know you have learned a lot, but to now start taking other people's clothes, it can be a barrier you have to cross with, as in from your mind, inner mind. I filmed a video about facing your fears, also being as in overcoming that initial fear. That the initial fear is the fear is doing gra gra. I will advise that after fashion school you take on internship. That can be help you build your confidence. The truth is, in fashion school you have been under supervision and all that, so just standing on your own may not be the best thing to do. And moreover, internship will allow you see how to run a business.
Yeah.
You know, there's difference between me teaching you how to run a business and you actually running it
By
with
yourself.
whoever you're working with. So take on internship. It may even be free internship. Trust me, it's going to save you years of try and error. Like
Yeah.
you are there, you're experiencing it live. It's as if you are already running your business without having to set up anything. You get what I mean? So internship is the key to
Yeah.
gaining that confidence to start taking in clients. So let's move on to the next question. What happens if I am slow paced while learning and others are doing better? Explanation: you're in a fashion school. Most times in fashion school, we take group of students. Okay, you're not the only one, and you're supposed to have like a timeline for each topic. So if you are in a fashion school, you're probably struggling to meet up with the rest of your classmates, right? The
Yeah.
rest of your classmates. What happens? What should you do? I'm not sure I'm the right person to answer this question because I seriously don't know. So please help us,
Okay.
Anne.
Me. In this kind of situation, I feel the best thing for you to do is make sure that, should I say, time management, how you plan your time, put in more effort. Just don't feel pressured to rush and do every other work. And make sure that even as you are taking your time, you are giving your best and it's coming out well. I'm not sure anybody should intimidate you though. As far as you
Yeah.
know that you are working and you're not lazy, it's not like you are sleeping on it or something. As far as you know you are working on it and it's coming out, well, then it's okay. Then most people, they see that as an excuse to just do gra work and just so that you can submit and all that. But if you decide to miss that, when you make a mistake at first, you keep on making mistakes, and before you know it, you make about 5 mistakes on a particular dress, and you can't amend them again. So I just feel nobody should intimidate you. Just make sure you are working.
One thing you must know is that we all have our strengths and weaknesses. For instance, some people say I sew fast, but I know many people that do better than I do in that regard. Like, I'm not a very fast sewer and all of those things. So we all have our strength. Your own strength might be in drafting the pattern. Probably you are very detailed, or even in creating the design. While some people, they are very fast in sewing and all that. So at the point where you are learning, because you have to learn many things, you cannot just say, okay, I just know how to draft pattern and that's all. You also have to learn that one that is your weakness. So as at that time, just know that you have a lot to do, that you have to put in more work than your colleague. Probably during the school hours, your fellow students are there, they do their work, and you notice that you've not finished. Why not go home and do that extra work that, just to meet up with them the next day? So just know that you have more work to do in that regard. And even after learning, if you discover that you are still, maybe you can now make an outfit and you are still a slow sewer, you have an option at that point. You can decide to employ people to handle the sewing part of things for you, so that you won't be the one sewing while you handle what you are good at. Delegation is the key to some of these things. You cannot be able to do everything at the same pace.
Yeah, I think that's what most fashion designers are even doing. You see, I was watching a video by this lady, I've forgotten her name, and she said the only thing she does in an outfit is the finishing, making sure that everything comes out well. That means she basically does not do anything about the dress. She just makes sure that at the end everything is neat. So everybody have their strength and their weakness. So you focus on the one that is good for you, that is for you.
Very true. So let's move on to the next question. I'm having fun filming. I'm actually having fun filming this. Okay. Another pattern drafting question. Is pattern drafting compulsory? Must I learn it? I think so far we have said one or two things in comparison with freehand. So it's not compulsory. There are many fashion designers that do freehand. They use freehand method. They are good at it, and their pieces come out well, but it is recommended and it's the way forward. You cannot be stuck in the past, and you should always aim to develop yourself and get better at things. And I think pattern drafting gives you more flexibility. There are some designs that will be very difficult for you to make if you're only using freehand. Like method. You have to be thinking, you have to take so many risks on your client's fabric, which is not the best way to go. So please be using your freehand, but start learning pattern drafting. Like I said, it's not compulsory, but it's the way forward. So forward ever.
Backward never.
Backward never. So the next question, which I included, my friends and families want me to sew for free. What should I do as a beginner?
What should I do as a beginner when my friends and family want to sew for free? First of all, I feel your family and friends are even supposed to motivate you by encouraging you and giving you money so that you can make lovely outfits and even keep change too. So when they are now asking you to sew for free, no. For me, I will not. Probably except if you are bringing, I want to like use it to learn or for you to model my outfit so that I can have I'm the one that sewed this outfit for the person. Then you should be ready to buy the materials. And I should also have I should have materials remaining so that I can use for that work. That's what I would do. But for me to sew for free, me bringing materials, bringing everything.
No, the person will bring the
materials and
so you need to sew.
As a beginner, probably I will start sewing.
No, I mean they will bring their own material, their ashwebi. Okay, but you will buy lining, thread, and all of those things.
No. You are definitely going to be the one to buy all those things.
So if they do that, you can use it to learn.
Yes, I can just use it to learn. Yeah, but as far you are bringing everything down to even the thread that we use.
Okay, yeah, in my opinion as well, like she rightly mentioned, if you're a beginner, you want to practice more. Maybe some people will not want to trust you with their outfit yet, as in if they are going to pay you, but definitely you find people that want to trust you if you are not going to receive a pay. So you can, take on some of those free jobs, make them buy the materials to the thread, to the zip, everything,
Yeah.
and use that to practice. So, but beyond that, if you have already started your business, guy, please, friends, family, select some people that are very precious to you. Maybe your mom, your mom, or your mom-in-law, those very, even your siblings, they should not be, because they're your age mate, they know how to hustle too, and this is your own hustle.
Yeah.
I have a friend that when her family members buy things from her, they actually pay more so that they'll support her business. So no, don't do that. And you too, don't be that person that is expecting to show free from family
From
members
people,
and
yeah.
friends.
Like my sister knows how to sew. Now.
Exactly.
My sister is a tailor now.
So if you have been collecting no show free, they'll be doing things for you for free. That's the time for you to pay them back. They will expect same from you. But there may be a little friction, but you have to find a way to communicate with them and let them know that this is important to me. This is my business.
Yeah.
I need to, build it. I can't do this for free. Even if you choose to give discounts, just know that it is on you. You have to fill it up. So that way you'll be more disciplined next time somebody else expects you to slash your price or not receive a pay. You have to pay your business for that. Okay. Now on to the last question. How long does it take to gain confidence when you are learning fashion designing? That's how long do you have to learn for you to know that, okay, I am there now. I can now, start my business, or I am now confident enough to make outfits for myself and for others.
I don't think time has to be considered at this point. I feel it's more on where you are learning, what you have learned so far. If you go to a good place, you learn well, you take accurate measurements, you draft well, you sew well. Because I gained confidence in less than 4 months of my stay here. Meanwhile, I was always learning during my holidays, secondary school holidays then. So it's not, as far as you know you're learning a good place, the confidence will come. You don't even have to like
Yeah.
want it to just come.
Yeah. One is go to the right place. Okay.
Yes.
Go and learn in a good place where they are going to actually teach you, and do your internship after the training. But as for the learning process, how long it takes, if it's highly dependent on where you are learning. If, for example, you're doing apprenticeship, it may take you up to 3 years, 2 years.
Yeah.
And if it's in a fashion school, you may start gaining confidence in what you have been taught so far as early as 2 months, 3 months. In some fashion schools, not everywhere, of course. And at the end of the 6 months, you'll be able to make a lot of things already, and to just be for you to brush up things and add your own creativity, add your own sauce and all that. But yeah, the duration is highly dependent on
you.
where you're learning and how serious you are taking your training process. So with this, we have come to the end of this video. Thank you very much, Anne, for coming onto the channel. Any last word for us?
Okay, just be you and make sure you're putting your best in whatever you do. And also hope and pray. Let God be your... Let's always have faith and hope in God, and whatever you do, it's going to come out well.
Yeah. So let's give Anne a round of applause. Okay, guys. So like I said, this is the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching this far. Make sure that you watch our other videos on the channel, and see you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.